Hey there, YouTube, it's Justin the Snap-on Junkie. How the fuck are you guys doing today?
Her like need a loan, loose one she don't need a loan. She start twerking when she hear a song, strip up all her income. We get tripping and then some. So nasty when she rolling, she put that ass off in my.
So today, this video is going to be about air hammers and air hammer bits. I had a guy ask me what the air hammer bits are for, and I thought, well, if he's asking, maybe other people don't know what the fuck air hammer bits are used for, which, dumbfounding to me, I fucking know, but let's fucking do this. So, this is my air hammer. I call it Old Painless. It's the Snap-on whatever fucking number this goddamn thing is. 3P50 fucking something B. Alright, I like this air hammer. I know that a lot of other people say that, you know, it's not very strong and there's better ones out there, but everything that I've thrown at it, it's fucking worked. You know, I can't complain. It is a long barrel, okay, and what that means is sometimes there's short barrels. That means the barrel of the air hammer is just the barrel of the air hammer is just a little bit shorter, and it has a quick change chuck on it, okay? So the first type of ones that we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to kind of show you how this air hammer works with some of the other bits. So the first ones are just regular, like they're smooth ends. These would be considered like a hammer. So what this is, what an air hammer basically does is, this is your hammer, okay? And this air hammer runs at like 3,000 some kind of blows a minute. That would be like you swinging this motherfucker 3,000 RPM, which we can't fucking do as humans. And if you can, you know, you are fucking more than a man than me. But anyway, that's what these smooth ones are for. You would use these when you go to hit out, like, you can use it to rattle like ball joints and all kinds of other shit loose. Knock rust off stuff. They also make a scaler, you know, like a descaler. And like this is just the Snap-on extra ones. Okay, this is aluminum, okay? This is an aluminum head, so these are hardened, okay? And you wouldn't want to just beat the fuck out of aluminum race or something like that. You would fuck it up. So Snap-on sells these other ones here. I've never used these yet. I just haven't found a use for them. Like this one's plastic, aluminum, and then hardened steel. But they're all interchangeable, and you got different lengths, so you can pick your fucking poison. You know what I'm saying? And they come off, and you can put it on either one. They're just held on by an O-ring. No big deal, okay? Now, the next ones that we'll get into here are like kind of like punches. Okay, so it's very similar to you having, they're very similar to you having these in your hands, hitting it with this. Okay, this just does it more powerful and more better. So what I have is the Snap-on Drift Punch one, and you can see we have fucked this thing up. And then I saw these ones on Amazon. They're SP Air again. And what they are is just longer drift punches. And I bought these in the 3 different sizes that they have. 1/2 inch, 3/8, and 5/16. And you can use these, like if you have bolts that are stuck in somewhere, you can just put this, like if the bolt is recessed up in the hole, you just put this on there and drive it out. You could drive pins out and stuff like that. You know, and they have a tapered punch. This is basically the same thing as a regular tapered punch, just an air hammer has more power, okay? And these do get fucked up from time to time and all that stuff, alright? Now this one right here, you can see it's got a little bit different fucking shit on here, different cutter. Okay, this is what you would use this for cutting. Like if you had to cut some old seals off, anything like that, muffler cutting, sheet metal cutting, this will do this. Now this is not going to be pretty, okay? This is just you're doing some serious hacking and you're trying to get some shit out of the way. Old exhaust, rusty exhaust systems, you just fucking beat all that up. Alright, and they also make chisel bits, which would just be like you with a hammer and a chisel. Alright, and you can chisel rusted bolts off with this thing. Obviously, if you're not going to use them again or whatever, you could chisel this stuff off. And I'll show you kind of how this chisel works here. I got to do some filing on her. I'll do that first. When these are hardened, so you can fix them a little bit, you know, but you want to use a regular hand file, and you don't want to use a grinder because you will fuck up the heat treat, okay? But you can fix these. That's how Snap-on tells you to fix. You know, if you mushroom out a punch, you just fucking file it off. You don't want to get a man grinder out and do that. But, you know, so I'll show you this when we get into demonstration. But basically, an air hammer has a whole bunch of different uses. It is a vital tool in your toolbox. If you live in the Rust Belt, this is a fucking must item, okay? And if you work on big, heavy duty shit, another must item. These things have a variety of uses. They have ones where if you can't get a bolt off, they make one that, you know, like you can hammer it, and what it does is it just jiggles the bolt and it doesn't turn, but you can put like a socket or you can put an impact socket on it and hammer stuff off. I'll try to get a picture and slide it in there. They also make a really cool thing for you guys that work on like Hondas and stuff like that. You know how that number 3 screw always rust in those fucking rotors? Well, maybe not in California, but or in not the Rust Belt, but in fucking the state of Ohio, you are royally fucked, okay? So you either have to drill them out or whatever, but they make a cool attachment that goes on that, and you can air hammer it and turn at the same time. It's basically, you know, a good, useful tool. I will show you how this chisel kind of works. I don't have anything to show you this, and I don't have anything to show you this, but you get the idea. You know, you just fucking, you know, it just moves really fast, has a big blow rate and all that stuff. But there is a plethora of air hammer attachments out there. You can get like a chisel with an angle and stuff. I don't have all those. I do want to add to the air hammer chisel arsenal, but we just haven't got there yet. There's some other stuff I wanted to buy, but guy just wanted me to explain what the different types of chisel bits are. You know, it is what it is. I know a lot of people like the Big Nasty that Eric O has. That's an Astro one. You know, that thing gets fucking wild with it. But like I said, I've never had a problem with the Snap-on one. It's done everything that I've wanted it to do, you know. So let's get into a quick demonstration of how this chisel bit works, and you can kind of see, you know, what kind of damage you can do with an air hammer. Alrighty guys, we got our air chisel out here, and I got a bolt stuck in the vise. And you could see that these things fucking get with it. So really what you want to do is just hold the air hammer there, and you can just buzz the head right off with the chisel, you know, and then if this was stuck in something, you just take your air hammer and fucking beat the fuck out of shit. So that's what this is kind of for. You could see that this thing gets pretty fucking wild. You know, you can do some serious damage to shit. And the air hammer usually never works if you don't have... See how it stopped? That's because we don't have a bit in there, because it relies on some of the pressure to push it back. You can adjust the throttle on this with an air hammer. I run it wide to fuck open, but you have to be, you know, you can, it's got a, you know, you can regulate the trigger and all that stuff, but that's pretty much how an air hammer works. You know, like you can see, we fucked that thing up royally, you know, but that's air hammering. 101, I guess you could say, what different bits you can get. You can get a bunch of different stuff out there. It's really about what you're working on. I suggest you just buy the regular kit and start from there, but that's the different types of air hammer bits. Well, that's my demonstration of air hammer bits and what I know about them. Just basically the ones you need to know are, this is basically just a hammer and a chisel. Basically just an extension of you using a hammer and chisel instead of you swinging the motherfucker. Old Painless does it. But if anybody has any other questions about air hammer bits, put it down in the comments. But I mean, I think air hammer bits are pretty self-explanatory. What they're used for. Again, use your imagination. This thing's got a million different uses. You just got to figure out what works for you. But, you know, like always, guys, visit my Patreon account, all my social media bullshit, all that garbage, all that shit. You know, fuck. I fucked that up. But, like always, guys, thanks for watching, and I gotta fucking go.